Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to do WIP Wednesday, and you might be wondering why I've got this outrageous pile of markers in front of you. That is because Jojo and I'm, also known as Jojo, tagged me on the random color generator tag that was started by Lily from Art Journey UK. And basically what she did is she had a whole bunch of markers that she dumped into a tub and then just randomly picked out 5 colors to color in a color by number mandala. I was going to do it. I was going to dump all 320 of these markers into a tub, but then I couldn't do it. I have OCD, okay? I can't do these things. So I was trying to think of a way that I could get random colors picked without dumping all these into a bin and, well, just seeing myself cry. So I think what I am going to do is just blindly pick. Everyone who's been tagged in this has been doing kind of their own little spin. So yeah, I'm just going to blindly pick. And you're just going to have to trust that my eyes are closed, which I promise they will be. And I'm going to pick 5 markers. No, 6 markers. Yeah. But I'm going to blindly pick between each little section. So no matter what, I'm going to have some sort of yellow or orange, pink and red, purple or blue, a green, a brown-ish, and a gray. This is going to be a really ugly thing. And I'm going to be coloring in this mandala, which is actually my mandala I drew. This is available for free as a download to all members of my channel. It was the first one to come out for March, so I'm going to make my beautiful mandala ugly. But all right, here we go. Closing my eyes. We're going to start with this section. And we have, oh gosh, of all color, yellow ochre. Okay. All right, next section. Keep going towards the edges. Let's pull at the middle, maybe. Cerise. Oh, this is going to be hideous. Okay, this section. So I just need to put my hand here so I know I'm staying in it. Pale blue. Okay. Okay. All right. It's gonna Celadon green. Oh my gosh. These so far look cute, but this yellow ochre is not gonna be cute. All right. Hopefully I don't accidentally pull that color. Let's pull the colorless blender out. All right. Warm gray 170. Okay, now we're on to this side. What is that? A name I can't even say. Okay, let me move this out of the way and we'll get started. So real quick, before I start the whole chat part, let's see what colors I got myself into. Wait a minute. I need the chisel end. Okay. Oh, that's an ugly brown. That's a really ugly brown. Excuse the construction noise. That one's doable-ish, I guess. I don't know. Oh my gosh, that's like hot pink. Oh, this is killing me. Okay, baby blue. Not bad, not bad. I might be able to work with that. Okay, the green's not too bad. Kind of Easterish. And then what do we get? A warm gray? Oh, this is all sorts of wrong. This is not... Alright, well, now let's just make my work look ugly. I did print this on the hammer mill that I like to use for markers. I'm not doing it as a color by number. I'm just coloring it with these random 6 markers that I picked. Oh, this thing's gonna be gross. All right, well, let's start coloring and chatting. I guess I'll start with the browns, actually. They're all ugly. Don't judge my mandala by the colors I'm about to use, you guys, because let me zoom you in a little more. It's a pretty mandala. I spent a lot of time on it, and now it's gonna look ugly. All right, so I didn't do a WIP Wednesday last week, as you guys know, because I was sick, and if you can't tell in my voice, I'm still sick. I'm getting over pneumonia. I had a week ago from today, actually, because I now record these on a Monday. Oh, nothing worse than recording a WIP Wednesday, which is like the celebration of the middle of the week. Like, you know, it's hump day, we're almost there, but I'm actually doing it on the first day of the week. But a week ago from today, I woke up sick, like sore throat, fever, body aches, all those wonderful flu symptoms. And I wasn't quite sure what it was, you know, and I just kind of had to tough it out because I had work that day and things to do. But as the day progressed and such, it just got worse and worse, and I felt awful. Like I was really, really tired. Oh, this is a hideous color. Jojo, you're dead to me. Oh, these are so ugly. This is not how I would normally color a mandala. Just please keep that in mind, especially my mandala that I spent hours creating. But yeah, I was so tired. I had like no energy, so I couldn't film anything last week. I didn't film at all. I had thought about filming over the weekend, and I still couldn't. I was just so exhausted. And by Wednesday, I was starting to wheeze, like I was wheezy when I was breathing, and I was coughing a ton. Like the cough I had was just horrendous. Still have the cough, by the way. Not as bad though. But I was dying. So I went to the doctor, and I just figured it was the flu, but turned out I had pneumonia. So they put me on all sorts of medications. I was on like 3 alone just for the cough, and like 6 meds total. That was a fun pharmacy trip, let me tell you. Fun for my bank account. Oh gosh, this is gonna be ugly no matter how I do this, isn't it? So yeah, so I was put on a bunch of medications, and about a couple days after starting them, I started to feel a little better, but not like 100% by any means whatsoever. I'm still feeling pretty crummy, but yeah, like I tried to work, and then finally by Thursday I told my bosses, like, I can't work. I like the medicine they gave me, the cough medicine especially, made me really tired. Like I was just falling asleep, like sitting there. And then I was really tired from just being sick, and then tired from not sleeping at night because I was up all night coughing. So yeah, it was not not good. And so I finally said, hey, I'm gonna like log in the morning, just clear my inbox, and then I'm calling it a day kind of thing, because I was just not doing too well. And yeah, all last week I was just dealing with that, and it was rough. I mean, today I'm still feeling pretty crummy, but I'm breathing a lot better. So like the breathing's fine. The cough is just gonna, you know how it is when anytime you get sick, that cough lingers for weeks. So this might be with us for a while, but I wanted to get back to recording. I also had a bunch of like products sent to me from manufacturers, and then I had where am I gonna put this gray? Like, if I didn't have like these brownish colors, this palette would be cute. Or if I just had the browns and these colors, I could probably make it work. Like the gray and the browns are ruining this. I'm just gonna put it here. So what was I saying? Yeah, so I have a bunch of videos to record. I'm kind of like in a backlog at the moment, which is why when I went to record WIP Wednesday, so sorry about that. This is actually the second time I've recorded it. The first time I recorded it, I hated it because these cough medicines make me so tired. I felt like I was just rambling, so I deleted it. So this is take 2 on already when my throat is like killing me. But then I got smart with take 2 and I was like, I'm going to combine the tag that I need to do with Wednesday. So 2 birds, 1 stone sort of thing. So look at that. It worked out well, I guess, at least in that case. But yeah, so I've got a lot of videos to get out this week. But I don't know how I'm going to do it because I sound, well, you hear me. I sound how I sound. And like those ones where you're doing products and stuff for companies, you really don't want to sound like this. So I might record some videos and then just do like a voiceover later when I don't sound like this. But I don't know how long this is going to be with me. All right. Wow, this is ugly. This is so ugly. Oh my gosh, my poor mandala. Yeah, so these mandalas are, I've been drawing a bunch of mandalas lately, and I'm giving them to channel members. If you're a member of my channel and you haven't gone over to the community tab, there is one up. It's this one. The first of the month, all channel members get a mandala, and then on the 15th of the month, my 2 higher tiers get their second mandala. So on the 15th, check back and you guys will get that one. But yeah, just make sure you guys are checking that community post because that's where they're gonna go be dropped. And I was gonna film my completed pages for February, but when I went to actually look and see what I've completed, I really didn't complete much in February. I was kind of in a coloring slump. Like I have a lot of WIPs to show, and I think only like 2 pages actually done. Now I did draw a ton of mandalas in February though, and it was just very relaxing to sit there and draw mandalas. But yeah, I didn't actually do a lot of coloring. I started a lot, I just didn't finish a lot. And then this month, it is the Holbein challenge, and I'm taking a break from the Holbeins. But this is, I found another H, by the way. I know a lot of us were struggling. This is Ohuhu, but isn't this the Honolulu series? Well, if it's not, then I messed that up. But I'm allowed to use other products. I'm allowed to have a break from the Holbeins is what I'm getting at. Guess we'll just put the gray there. But yeah, I'm working on a portrait with the Holbeins. I did finish another page of the Holbeins, but it's been rough. Let me just put it that way. Those Holbeins are really hard for me to enjoy working with. Just all the layers and whatnot. And so, yeah, I haven't gotten too far with those. I'm wondering if I can do... But I'm going to work on that portrait a little more today. I didn't do anything yesterday. But yeah, for February, I basically drew or colored mandalas that whole month. Like, because I did color in a ton of mandalas. But I really didn't finish a lot of pages, and I have a bunch of WIPs. And I no longer allow myself to feel guilty about WIPs. But I am realistic. Often when I abandon a page, there's a reason, and so it may be a WIP for a while or forever. I'm just realistic. I know there was something about it that turned me off, and I may never return to it. So I have quite a few of those from February. And since I'm so behind on videos, I think I may just combine the February stuff with the March ones when March is over. Wait, that won't work because that color's there. So yeah, that's my plan for now, is just kind of to combine them, and then that way then I can start focusing on other videos. I did do some watercolor the other day. I got like a little watercolor bug. Actually, it started because I had gotten this new set, a box of chocolates. I showed this in my last haul. This is my February haul from Designs by Rachel Beth. She does these handmade watercolors, and I had just gotten this one and hadn't swatched it. The rest I've swatched on my channel. So I swatched these out, and then I was like, I kind of want to play with these. Let me zoom you guys out. So I wanted to play with them. So I did some playing and made these little leaves here. Now, I do want to preface this. This is just Arteza watercolor paper. It is not 100% cotton paper. You don't get as good of an effect on this paper. But when you're just like doing drills or practice or like just literally screwing around, good paper to have in your arsenal, because you don't want to break out like your arches to do that. But these are the paints, and see that shimmer? Ooh, la la. I did notice while painting, the dark chocolate truffle kind of separates a little in a good way. It almost granulates. The other three don't, but I did notice that with the darker one. Again, this paper isn't the best, but so then I swatched those and I was like, oh, that was fun. So I broke out some of my Prima marketing palettes because I finally finished the collection. Side note, if you hear all that noise, I hope my camera doesn't pick it up, but if you hear all that noise, that is the stupid school they're doing across the street, and it is just non-stop all day annoyance. There's like 50 trucks across the street from me right now. My view is ruined. Anyway, so then I got out my Currents palette from Prima Marketing. That's this one here. These lovely swatches. And so I was just playing around and making some leaves and did like a little leaf spray with it. Kind of testing the colors. Again, not great paper. Like if you want to lift on this or do like wet on wet or anything, it's not the best by any means. And then I decided I was going to do a little challenge. I don't know. I got a watercolor bug. Seriously, I'd woken up that day at like 3 in the morning just from coughing. I was like, okay, I give up. So I swatched, and then I just got a bug to start doing actual paintings. But this is also on the Arteza. I was just playing around with my latest Silver Black Velvet number 10 round. Worked really well with the paints and stuff. Oops. I just wanted to test it out, see how well it did. And I decided to take a palette that doesn't look like you could do soft, pretty florals with, and make soft, pretty florals with it. So yeah, this is the palette. This is Woodlands. And this is, well, it's woodsy. It's earthy. It's not that. But it is now, because that's what I used. I used this palette to make this. Now, a lot of the leaves were done with this one here, which I think is called Mist. And the lighter values is just me adding more water. That's all it was. You don't need to add white. More often than not, just add more water. In fact, in watercolor land, the white of your paper is your white. That said, if you want a pastel, like you actually want a pastel, and you want it opaque, then you can add white. But there's no white in this set, so I had to work with what I had in these 12 colors. So I just changed the value up by adding water. I did occasionally mix a tinge of the deep moss. Sometimes I mixed in pond. I don't know, I was kind of going on a mix craze. Now these purples, I actually created just by mixing foxberry and stream together and got these really pretty purples. Then I would add a little bit of mist into them as well, and that's where I got some of these more darker, fun purples. And then the mauve color, is actually Mist and Foxbury and a little bit of Stream. I don't know. By then I was having a real mess on my palette, so not totally sure on that one. I added Shadow, which is PBK. It's a nice black, charcoaly black. I added that into some of my colors as well. I had added it to what was like a purpley blue by the time I was done mixing to create this fun little effect, and then also added in there. I don't know, I was just playing around with a limited palette and kind of just having fun, and also goes to show that you could buy a palette that and still do something soft and pretty and girly with the manly palette, as I'm going to call it. This is an ultra landscaping palette, by the way. I don't do much landscapes, though. I'm more of a loose watercolor flower type of gal. That's what I am. So yeah, I still need to swatch my Schminke granulating colors, but that's how sick I was. I couldn't even break these out and swatch them. I was dying. Now, when I swatch and then play with these, I'm actually going to be, my camera went off. Sorry about that. Yeah, when I swatch these and play around with them, they're not going to be on Arteza paper. That would just be wrong. So I'm going to use my nicer paper when I swatch those. I have been swatching the Masha's handmade watercolors, these dot cards that you guys saw in my last haul. I just have to swatch, what, like 3 more? Yeah, 3 more dots. And then I'll be done. So far, though, I'm really impressed. In fact, I can show them to you guys. Oops. So all my watercolor swatches just go in this Fabriano watercolor sketchbook. Now, this is not a 100% cotton. It is cold pressed, and it's honestly really good for swatching, but I wouldn't use it for much else. But yeah, so these are still cool to the touch. That one I accidentally smudged, but beautiful colors. Absolutely gorgeous. This one I had a really hard time activating on the dot card. So I'm gonna look on her website to see if that's even the color it's supposed to be. But this one did not want to reactivate. This Dark Planet, I mean, the granulation in this one is awesome. This Midnight Sky and Deep Sea also are very pretty. Ocean Wave is gorgeous. My Schminkas are right there in the middle. Here's the other ones I had swatched. So look at all those colors. Very pretty. Very pretty. So yeah, I'm kind of swatching them. Then I'm going to go back and look. And even after I've swatched them, there's tons of paint left on this dot card. Like tons. See that there? That's a lot of paint still. She gives you a ton in a dot card. Not as much as some others, though, because I have some dot cards over here from another person. Oops, let me grab it if I can pick it up. And I mean, this is one thick dot, but you can actually like paint with these, and you should paint with them, not just swatch them. But yeah, so I'm gonna kind of play around, paint maybe some more florals using her dot cards now that I've swatched them. And then I'm gonna put a check mark next to the ones I want to buy in the actual pans. So that's what I do when I buy dot cards. But okay, so we totally went off on a random tangent, but yeah, that's my plan this week. I need to swatch my Schminke. I'm like itching. I did buy a palette and empty half pans. I'm gonna actually put these in there because these are tubes, but tubes are more economical to buy. You can fill a few half pans with one tube. Up front, the price of a tube hurts. It really, really does. These are like $50 a pack. So I hear ya, but the number of half pans you get out of them, way worth it. So it's one of those, you know, it pays you back later situations, but in the moment you're just like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? But yeah, I've bought a palette that I'm going to use for all my favorite super granulating colors. So I'm going to swatch these Schminke ones first, and if I don't necessarily feel like one is a favorite, then I will not put it in the palette. The tube will just hang off to the side and be there for when I want to make another granulating palette with my not so favorites. So yeah, I'm gonna swatch them out and then fill up that palette. Now this palette will not just have Schminke, it'll have some Daniel Smith too, because there are some beautiful, I can zoom back in now, can't I? There are some beautiful Daniel Smith ones that granulate as well, so I want to include those, and it'll basically be a 48 count set of just super granulating gorgeous colors, and I can't wait. But so many projects, so many videos, so many house projects. Akira the puppy went to boarding school, as I like to call it. It's a puppy, a board and train, just like we did with Scout, the infamous Scout the Husky. She's not aggressive anymore, but she's still very skittish and has no confidence, and well, she can be a little crazy sometimes to people she doesn't know. To us, she's adorable. Yeah, she has some issues, so she's gonna go stay with the trainer for a week, and he's gonna work on it. He actually called my husband this morning and was like, "Your dog is crazy." And that's coming from a guy that rehabilitates like dogs with major issues, and he's just like, holy crap. She's gonna be a handful for him, whereas Scout was easy, so I kind of just laughed because I was like, yeah, gonna have to earn it this time. But she's just going for a week to work on her confidence and to not be so skittish, and then also not be aggressive towards those she doesn't know, because she does that on occasion, not as much as before, but still does it. And he's basically just gonna overexpose her to what she hates, which is people. So he's gonna just take her to places, like literally standing outside a Walmart and just telling every single person that comes in to pet her. Like, the best way to get a dog to stop having a negative reaction to what they don't like is to force them to experience what they don't like over and over and over. If you avoid it, they're not going to learn anything. So yeah, she's there until this weekend, although she may end up staying a couple extra days. He did tell us he may need to keep her longer, and then she will be going back when she's older for more of the obedience work. She's only 6 months right now, so but we just need to nip some of the behavior issues in the bud, as they call it, before that gets out of hand. Wow, this is an ugly mandala, isn't it? That thing is not pretty. Ugh. I don't know. The colors are not for me, that's for sure. And I'm trying to think where to go next. Ugh. I blame Jojo. So yeah, that's happening with the dog. Kids are all in their sports. My son's actually trying out for the baseball team, which I found interesting because we had just talked about him quitting baseball and focusing on martial arts, and now he wants to try out for the baseball team. So I was like, okay, sure. Just like, we'll see how that goes. But that's this week. And then, yeah, all the kids' sports we have to do this week. We skipped them last week because my husband was on duty, and I was just too sick. I could not drive. I could barely like walk to my kitchen to get a glass of water. I was just, I was dying. I haven't been that sick in a long time, and I just had COVID in like October. And by the way, this was worse. So, and it wasn't COVID. I didn't have COVID. I had pneumonia caused by probably just some random little virus, but yeah, I don't have an immune system. 'Cause I know a lot of people are like, gosh, sick again. But yeah, I don't have an immune system, so I have to keep pausing so I can cough in my own ear and not yours. So yeah, like if my kids come home with like just the sniffles, you know, a little bug, doesn't even faze them. I catch it and it just wrecks me. But that's because I've worked from home for almost 13 years now. And when you work from home, a lot of people don't realize this. You don't go to an office every day. You don't expose yourself to people and their germs every single day. And so that chips away at your immune system, and you get sick easier, longer, and sometimes it affects you harsher than it would because you just got nothing to battle back with. So it is not fun. And it is one of the drawbacks. But then again, I can go to work in my PJs, so I'm willing to trade that off. Sometimes, although after this last one, I'm like, ugh, I don't know about that. But yeah, so that is why I get sick so easily, and sometimes it lasts longer than I would like. Because trust me, I wanted to get my filming done. I wanted to do my live stream, but I was just in no condition, and I sounded a lot worse than I do today. But let's see, what color do I need next? So blue. Got to keep these uniform. Yeah, the blue goes on top. That's the thing with mandalas. Everything has to be the same. So I may not finish this mandala, not with this color palette. I'm doing the challenge right now. For those of you who have stuck around this long, you're welcome to join. I'm not going to tag anyone just because it took me so long to do this, and I don't know who's been tagged. I've been too sick to follow. So if you haven't been tagged and you want to do it, then just say you've been tagged by me, because you have now. But I mean, it's a pretty cute idea. I just couldn't dump my markers. I'm sorry. I told myself I could do it, and then I couldn't. Like, the idea, like, literally was giving me a panic attack. So, it's like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. But look, I still got really ugly colors. And I wanted to color in this mandala I drew. Not this way, though. But it was already sitting on my desk, and I was like, well, I'll do it. I'm having fun drawing the mandalas. I used to do that back in the day. They're a lot of fun to draw. I mean, it is all about symmetry. That's the big thing, and it can be daunting, but I find it very therapeutic myself. So while I was sick, I was sitting there drawing some mandalas. The first few days I was sick, though, I didn't do anything. No coloring, no mandalas, nothing. I was just laying in bed like I didn't even move. I was just, I couldn't move. My body ached so bad, but when I finally got the energy, I was drawing them, and while watching Say Yes to the Dress, of all things, weirdest thing, I had a dream about that show, so I decided to watch it. I have no idea why. I'm not getting married. I am married already. We never had a wedding, we just got married. But I don't know, it's funny that a woman who's been married, our 12-year anniversary is this year, so 12 years is watching a wedding dress show and literally binging it 6 hours. I can't tell you why. I don't even know why it was in my dreams, but yep, that's what I've been binge watching. I think it's because I ran out of things to binge watch, to be honest. I don't know, but I was watching that, and I mean, even while I'm watching, I'm like, this show is so stupid. Why am I watching this? I don't need to see this. And then I just leave it on. But, oh well. So I've been doing that, and yeah, I do want to, once I get a good pack of mandalas done, I've already drawn, let's see, I label them once I feel they're finished. So I labeled number 14 this morning, but I really have like 20 plus sitting there, but the others I'm not ready to call done yet, so they haven't been officially numbered. But once I get like a good pack of them, maybe even like 20 of them. Then I'll start putting them on my Etsy in packs to download. And yeah, do it that way. Just because I don't want to sell mandalas one by one. I just feel like it'd be better to do it in a pack of mandalas. I don't know. Also, while I was sick, I reached my 7,000 subscriber mark. So thank you everyone for that. That was I wish I could have like been more celebratory. Yeah, I think that's how you say it. But I was so sick. I just happened to log in one day and I was like, oh, well, look at that. So I am going to do a giveaway for that, but I'm changing how I do giveaways. They're kind of just going to be put into content. So, because I feel like if I label them, it brings a lot of people to the channel who aren't really subscribers or, or only there for the giveaway. And I really want the giveaways to go to those who have supported my channel and been around and just helped me through this journey, because that's kind of the point. So you will notice my giveaways change a lot. I will say definitely keep an eye on the community tab. A lot of times they're going to pop in there because you have to be a subscriber to check that out, I think. But I am going to pop them in there. And then, yeah, the 7,000 subscriber giveaway I will be doing soon. I just need to, well, get myself together from taking a week off and then figure that out. I've already talked to a few handmade watercolor artists, creators, I don't know what we want to call them, about using their products in the giveaways, and they've agreed. So, because I think that would be fun to do some handmade watercolor, especially because I've been buying so many lately. It would be fun to give some away. So, might be doing that. I don't know. I gotta think on that. But, oh my gosh, I can't color this thing anymore. It's killing me. Like I said, the colors would be fine if I didn't have the browns or the grays. But with them in there, oh, blah. This thing is so ugly. I could have probably approached this better the way I'm gonna have to reprint this and give it the proper coloring job it deserves. But I think I'm gonna call it here. I don't know how long this ended up being, but my throat is on fire and so are my lungs. And you may notice some glips and blips in my recording here, and that's because I had to keep stopping it because I'm sick to cough. So yeah, I'm gonna call it good, take a little break, and hopefully I can record some more this week, because gosh darn it, I'm really behind and I want to get some content out. If you missed it, the Lyra versus Neocolor battle was on this past weekend. Now that wasn't part of the watercolor battles. Someone had asked, and it wasn't. I just had someone ask me to compare the two, and I probably should have prefaced that with it. I just forgot. That said, I am working on another comparison between the Lyra, Mungyo, Sargent Art, and Stedler watercolor crayons all together. We're going to just combine them all. And not bring the Neos in there, because it's honestly just unfair to compare anything to the Neo, if you ask me personally. So I'm going to compare the non-Neos all together and see who wins that one. But I am trying to work on that this week. The watercolor battles are coming along. Here I am saying I'm going to end this, and then I'm chatting. So I'll just keep coloring while I finish this spiel. The watercolor battles are coming along. They're underway. One thing you guys need to keep in mind that's taking so long is I'm not just buying the pencil, swatching it, and then filling out a comparison sheet and then calling it a day. I'm using the pencils, and that is where the holdup is. I am coloring a full page, not just like one little teeny bit. It's the entire page, and I'm using Johanna Basford books just for consistency, and it's because I have a plethora of them, so I figured that'd be best. So I'm all of the words, all of them will be colored using her artwork and her books. US edition, I should probably say, just in case the paper's different in the others. But yeah, so I have to color pages, and sometimes I'll do them on camera, other times I just don't have time to do that. But I am working right now on Albrecht Dürer versus Supercolor, and I'm trying to get those pages colored in a Johanna Basford book. But that is what is taking so long. So just be patient on that front, because I do want to show finished pages using them so you can see how they performed on top of doing the, actual comparison on a sheet and whatnot. And I still have to buy, I think it's like 6 or 8 sets. I don't know. I went to count the other day, and I'm trying to use sets that are easy to get a hold of. And then also, I am not including water-soluble graphite or Inktense. Inktense are not watercolor pencils. They are a water-soluble ink-based pencil. And it's really, it's not fair to put those in a watercolor pencil battle because, well, they're going to be the most vibrant, brightest, gorgeous looking things. And that's not really, they're not a watercolor pencil, so they won't be in that. And the same goes with the tinted graphite because they're not a watercolor pencil. I'm literally sticking to watercolor pencils only here. So I do want to make that part clear. I can, however, do battles later featuring those ones. Like I do plan on doing some with the graphite pencils because they're really fun. But I just wanted to make sure you guys were aware of that if you were expecting Inktense to be in there, because I have a major pet peeve with Inktense being called watercolor pencils. I really do. Like, because they're not. And so it's one of those things that really gets me. But those won't be in there, so just FYI. But yeah, I'm working away on it. It's taken time. I lost an entire week being sick, so I'm really bummed about that because that has put me behind schedule. But I will be back to working on it and hopefully get a battle out here very soon. And I missed oh well, missed a mark, but I appreciate your guys' patience. Gosh, this thing is so hideous. Why do I keep doing it? Sorry about that. I don't think I paused in time before my coughing fit started. I was starting a coughing fit and then paused. But anyway, I am going to say goodbye for now and go get a cough drop and some tea. But I hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your week. Jojo, thank you for tagging me in this, even though this really stressed me out. It didn't stress me out too bad, actually. It was fun. It's just, oh man, this is awful looking. But that's not her fault. It's the random picker fault. But yeah, thank you for including me in this, and Lily for creating this, because it's just such a fun idea. All right, everyone. Until next time, take care. Bye now.